Welcome to the Wildcast podcast, coming to you from Wildcast Studios with your hosts Adam Lund and Jeremy Boucher.
Welcome in and welcome back to Wildcast Studios on Rogers TV for another episode of the Wildcast podcast, your unofficial voice for all things Moncton Wildcats, presented by Alpha's Appliance Solution, the premier destination for KitchenAid, Whirlpool, and Maytag appliances in Moncton. Right now, they got the Gen Air Luxury Redefined event. Save 15% when you purchase any 2 Gen Air qualifying products. Save 20% when you purchase any 4 qualifying Gen Air products from now till New Year's Eve. As always, fan listeners, I'm alive, and I'm your host, Adam Lund, and I'm joined by your favorite co-hoster, Mr. YQM, Mr. Timu, Mr. Starbucks, Mr. Jeremy Boucher. What peppermint mocha again?
No, this is homemade stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't have time to stop at Starbucks this week.
This is cola.
Oh, very, very good. Yeah. Very good. We're being innovative. No, it's my my 2 cream and 1 sweetener.
Yeah. Okay. How many peppermint mochas you had this week?
There's been a few.
Yeah.
Yep, there's been a few. I started making them at home now.
Yeah.
And but the Starbucks peppermint mochas have, can't beat them. Those are the best ones out there. Like, if you want to win my heart,
Yeah,
I've
already done that. But
well, buy me a peppermint mocha. Like, if you can somehow sneak a Starbucks peppermint mocha into the Avenir Center on Saturday night, you know where to find me.
Yeah,
and you will easily.
Does Tim Hortons have anything, or McDonald's?
They have candy cane beverages.
Yeah, and McDonald's and coffee stuff.
They also have
Starbucks, or will you have the peppermint style?
No,
places?
It's got to be Starbucks.
Okay, I'm the same with After 8s, like the peppermint patty stuff.
Yeah,
no, it has to be After 8 at Christmas.
Yeah, it's got to be Starbucks. The one at Second Cup, McDonald's, Tim Hortons is candy cane. They have the non-alcoholic Baileys. Also, get yourself a liquor license and allow us to get a shot of Baileys in our morning coffee, Mr. Tim Hortons.
Yeah. That'll wake us up real quick.
But no, honestly, if you can somehow sneak a peppermint mocha into the rink on Saturday or Sunday afternoon, you have officially won my heart, and I will present you with said key to my heart.
That's like we're gonna visit our friend Patrick McNeil on Sunday. So I did joke with him that while he was on his Quebec road trips showing us the Mr. Puffs, I'm like, I hate you. But that's said with love.
Like pure straight hate you.
Yeah.
But God damn it, do I respect you.
Yeah. Did you get the rest of your Timu order?
Still waiting for it.
Yeah.
Still waiting for it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it has to do with the postal strike or what. But it's not very impressed with the service this time around. The Halloween decorations came a lot quicker.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably got a lot to do with Christmas or with the postal strike, and that's going to be fun in about a month as we record this, a month from Christmas. When you hear this, 23 days away from Christmas. Yeah.
I have 2 gifts bought, and none of them are for my family.
I have.
You
got my gift already?
No, shit. No, I meant like my immediate family.
Yeah.
The Megan side of the family,
wondering.
Secret Santa gifts are bought.
Okay,
but nothing for Megan. Nothing for Avery, nothing for my mom, nothing for my dad, nothing for my nephews. I'm extremely.
You're waiting for December 14th.
Procrastinating.
You're waiting. For
I want that big GST break, man. Come on.
I like when that. And this is, we're not going to get political, but I did like when that came out, and you're like, all those procrastinators, I'm going to be done by then, and now you're like, I haven't bought any. Usually, you're like 3-4 gifts in already.
Oh yeah, I am extremely behind. Yeah, and
which is not even December, folks, and he's extremely behind. And I'm like,
not liking my chances.
We got tons of time.
Not liking my chances to get through this year.
Yeah. Off the top, as I said, I am alive. I thought I had the vid last week, so Tuesday I woke up with the old sore throat, fever. Thought maybe it was strep throat. That went away. Then it just. Right in here, for those watching YouTube, pointing at my face.
Right in the sinuses.
Right in the sinuses. And it wore me out. Like, I would get up, come out, have something to eat, go downstairs, and just be exhausted and almost fall asleep on the couch. Have to go back up. So I thought it was the vid, took the test on Thursday. I forgot. God, how much fun those are. I can't do it. I had to get Layla to do it. So for those watching on the YouTube at the 5-minute mark, go watch this. I'm not going to stick this pen up my nose, but here's how this is going to go. She would go up the nose, and I would just go
Sneeze.
and get away from it. And then I'm like, at a certain point, pull it out. Like when I get to this, take it out. Like it just, and yeah. So luckily, I only have to do that every couple weeks, but I'm on steroids now.
There you go. Yeah.
Nasal steroids, but
those are the best. I love nasal spray.
What a week to be away, though. No hockey games at the Avenir Center. If I'm too sick to go to work, I'm too sick to go to hockey. But just crap weather. And man, am I glad it was like 5 to 10 degrees, or we would be in some snow.
Yeah, that storm on Saturday was quite something.
Yeah.
If that was snow, that would have been a pretty significant blizzard.
Like I said, I woke up and my parents had like that much snow just dumped on Alberta, and I'm like, that's why I don't live there. But yeah, no, it's we're lucky. It did suck that they had to cancel the parade and couldn't move it. I understand the logistics of trying to move it is probably a little bit tougher than everybody online going, just move it to a different day. Just move it to Sunday. Yeah. But as you said, Wildcats weren't there. That's why
there's no reason to have it.
That's why Mother Nature said, no, we're not doing it. Lulu's gone from Hell's Kitchen. Lulu's gone from Hell's Kitchen. so pumped last week.
She thought the doors were automatic.
Yeah. Just stands there. He's like, you got to pull on them. Right. Yeah. It's been an honor, chef. Yeah. And it, like from last week, I was like, she's got to be gone. Like, I'm just so tired of her. She's got to be gone. And sure enough, she was out, and I truly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I not many people in the world can tell a woman how to operate a door except for Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
You know, anybody else who would say that would probably be let go from their job the following day, or, you know, but Gordon Ramsay can clearly get away with anything. Yeah.
And like you said, she showed great promise at the start, and she did, like moving right over to the blue team, kind of got them straight and narrow. But it's how you finish, and she was finishing poorly. I think she just tried, like the one challenge. She's just standing there yelling at them as loud as possible, like do this, do this, do this, do this. I think an underrated dude is Kyle. I think Kyle is. Coming along. Yeah, he's coming along, and he's just flying under the radar, which his personality isn't the under the radar type. He's got a big personality. But I think he's doing a good job of flying under the radar. All right. Don't forget, as always, you can follow us on the social medias, Twitter, Moncton Wildcast, Instagram, Wildcast Podcast, TikTok, Wildcast Podcast, and on the YouTube. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Lets us know you like what we're doing. And click that bell so you don't miss any podcast post games that we're going to get back to, because the team is finally home for a couple games. So you don't want to miss any of that content this season as well. I think we're going to get a TikTok that'll come out on Thursday with you, Mr. Boucher. You're going to get one of them ranking TikToks.
Oh, yeah.
I got one saved for you, so you'll have to do one of those ranking TikToks.
I've never done a TikTok before, so I don't know how to operate it.
Well, I'll walk you through it before you leave. Okay. And it kind of goes with our quick question. It's a would you rather, but it's also like it's Christmas movies, and it's bracketed. Ooh, so you got to pick the Christmas movie that you like. You do one, I'll do one. We'll share them at the same time and see what we come up with. So to give a little bit away there, we have no guests this week, so we're gonna do a quick question. And I figured, you know what, I'm in a would you rather mood because I saved that bracket for Mr. Boucher to do. So it's gonna be would you rather. Which fan base would you rather be coming into the trade deadline? We're gonna stay away from Moncton because obviously we know what we want from Taylor and the team. So would you rather be a Bathurst fan with the expectations of maybe making a little bit of a run this year, piggybacking off last year's playoff where you got into round 2, or would you rather be Chicoutimi, who got to round 2 as well? Both teams are kind of a year away, but have the ability to play with house money and make some moves for not only this second half, but next year. So would you rather be a fan of Chicoutimi at this trade deadline or Bathurst at this trade deadline?
I would have to go with Chicoutimi, just based on the fact that they are a little further ahead than Bathurst in terms of what they have on their roster currently. that's capable of getting to the next level and contributing big numbers. And Bathurst obviously I think has more in the cupboards, but you never know what the cupboards are gonna bring to you.
Yeah.
Right. Chicoutimi clearly has the roster pieces already intact to make a run potentially this year and next year for sure.
We did not plan this, but I'm going to go the other way.
Okay.
I think with Bathurst having 3 firsts this year, 2 firsts next year, I think the ability that you can add a dynamic 19-year-old, an 18-year-old this season to, yes, help sell tickets, but also, they're playing with house money. Nobody's expecting a lot from Bathurst. They have the ability to go out and get a top-end goaltender to play with Fleming, another younger defenseman that we talked about last week to help quarterback the power play. And on that power play, some extra scoring, some depth. I think for that fan base, yes, there may not be many seasons left, allegedly, that we haven't heard much from after a couple weeks ago. But I think that's the fan base with, when you look at what they have stockpile and picks and cupboards, I think your trade deadline, you're looking at, I'm excited to see what they're going to do. And like I said, right off the top of the year, I think they're an underrated team that nobody's going to want to worry about come playoff time. So we get into a team that didn't kind of live up to expectations in year 2 of their rebuild. You've got Victoriaville struggling a little bit, coming in. They are 3-7 in their last 10. And then you've got Charlottetown, who we talked about last week, struggling, kind of have the assets to turn this around real quick. Would you rather be a fan of Charlottetown or Victoriaville?
I'll play it safe here and say Charlottetown.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there too.
Just because I think the Halton connections can really turn around that franchise. Just to be able to go out and maybe get an NCAA guy or two, along with some free agents from Ontario. They've had success with those. I think they can easily kind of turn it around. They're in tough. I mean, they haven't won a playoff series, let alone a playoff game in years. So
since Moncton, I think in 2019.
Yeah. So they can turn it around. They just need their hockey ops and their scouts to do the dirty work.
Yeah, I'm with Charlottetown. For most of the reasons we talked about last week, in terms of you have the ability to sell high so that you can flip this around quickly. Your free agency wise, in terms of this NCAA, Jim Holton has a track record of bringing in American or Ontario free agents, and now this NCAA you can always attract. And if you sell the right pieces, you can turn this quickly with maybe some lottery picks in the next couple of years, and that can turn around. And the fan base will be there. They're a smart fan base. They understand. So for me, it's Charlottetown. And last one, do you need to answer that or no?
No, it's Stats Canada calling me. So anytime the government calls, it's ever a good thing.
No, but they'll call you back. Last one, 2 teams that are just kind of not sure which direction they're going to go. It's the Huskies. They're sitting in second in the conference with 34 points. And Baie-Comeau. Both teams are right there in the thick of their division. And they have pieces that they can move to help other teams this year and take a step back or buy on the low side and kind of make a run, especially in Miranda.
I don't think you're going to see Baie-Comeau buy on the low side. I think they're going to be aggressive.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah. And I think same thing with Rouyn-Noranda. I think both teams are going to be buyers. At this point, you need a team that's going to challenge Drummondville in the Western Conference. You can't just allow them to run away with it. Drummondville, I mean, the Western Conference is not very strong. It's actually kind of a weaker conference. So Rouyn-Noranda they don't have to go and add, big names here. They're going to finish second. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty evident that they're going to finish second, and that's going to give them, home ice advantage until first and second round at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So I think maybe Rouyn-Noranda adds a piece or two, but they've got a defenseman that I like, but I don't think they're sellers. And same thing with Baie-Comeau. I don't think they're sellers. I think they're buyers.
Mhm.
It's they're, again, same thing with them. They're likely going to have first home ice in the first round, and then at that point, depends on who you're left with, right? Because the East is wide open. It's a tough conference, but it's wide open. It's anybody's up for grabs, and once you hit round 2, yeah, there's going to be a good team based on how the standings are right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably going to see a good team out in round 1.
Yeah, and I'm with you. Like, it's the same reason why I said, and from the start of the year, I said, look out for Drummondville in the West, because they can get to the Final Four, and they have a team that's built, went all the way to the Memorial Cup last year, and I mean, they know how to win playoff hockey. They add a piece here, a piece there. It doesn't need to be big game hunting, and a lot of the teams that are kind of middling in this have the big pieces that teams want, but they're making runs, so the big pieces aren't there. So if you're a Moncton fan, you're like, yeah, that's less teams for Rimouski to get. No, that's less people for us to get.
Yeah, and I mean, even if you look at it, I haven't looked at it recently, but the top few scorers in the league are not on contending teams.
Nope. Carbonneau and Blainville, Fauchon and Blainville, Justin Cote in Quebec.
Yeah.
And that's, Matteo Nobert in Blainville.
It's Jeremy Mainville. There's guys in the top, 10, 15 in the league scoring that are not on contending teams that are going to be, getting some eyes on them for some of these contenders. So it's, it's wide open. I really think Drummondville buys. I think Baie-Comeau buys. I think Rouyn-Noranda buys. And getting back to that Eastern Conference, I mean, Moncton, Rimouski, Baie-Comeau, Chicoutimi, Cape Breton. One of those 5 teams is out in round 1.
Round 1, yeah.
Because there's going to be a 4-5 matchup.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, would you rather be Ren fan or Baie-Comeau fan? Or are you staying on the fence with both on this one?
I think Baie-Comeau goes further.
Yeah.
But Rouyn-Noranda, I mean, Rouyn-Noranda and Baie-Comeau could realistically
meet in round 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
so
that's why I picked these two teams. They're mirror images of each other in each conference.
There's no, I mean, I think Baie-Comeau has the better team.
Yeah.
But Rouyn-Noranda can maybe take advantage of if Baie-Comeau goes in there, you're facing Baie-Comeau in round 3, and you're Rouyn-Noranda, you're hoping Baie-Comeau got beat up on in the first 2 rounds. Then you can maybe pull off an upset.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a winner or a loser in those 2 teams.
And that's one of those series where no one has the home ice advantage because they both got those tiny rinks with the small neutral zones. They know how to play. But yeah, you look at the scores. I mean, Poirier leads the league, or is tied for the league. And then you go down 6, 7, and 8 are Rouyn-Noranda, Burrow, Steiner, Zonin, and then they got Ty Higgins at 19. I think for me, I'm more excited to be a Huskies fan because you draft and develop well, so you don't have to worry about giving up big pieces to get these players. You look at the playoff matchups, and I don't always like to do this right away before the trade deadline, but you got Moncton against Halifax, you got Chicoutimi, Cape Breton, Rimouski, St. John, Baie-Comeau, Bathurst. I don't think it'll change after the trade deadline, but if all those teams kind of end up buying, I don't think you're going to get the general 4-0 sweep, 4-0 sweep, 4-0 sweep, boring first round. I think all those have the ability to be really good series. And when you look on the other side, you've got Drummondville taking on Quebec because they would get the crossover. Rouyn-Noranda against Val-d'Or, Blainville against Victoriaville, and Shawinigan and Sherbrooke.
Yeah, those are good series.
Yeah. So that's why I will always say I hate the Final Four, but it does give you the best 4 teams. And right now, those 4 teams, by standings only, Drummondville, Rimouski in round 3, Moncton, Chicoutimi. That would be that, and those 4 teams all have the ability to buy and an arms race. So, we like to keep Drew Bear in our thoughts each show. He asked me about this in the preseason, and I said a very good team again is going to be out in round 2 after going all in.
And the very good team is going to be out in round 1.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
That was fun. Would you rather style?
Yeah,
I like that. All right, let's get to some news and notes from around the queue.
News and notes from around the queue.
All right, news and notes presented by Integrity Lawn Care. It's getting tight on time. We know the white stuff is coming. If you're procrastinating like I do, and you still need your lawn taken care of, you're going to want to give them a call to get ready for winter, get all your leaves done, get your grass nice and cut. Give them a call on 506-866-8218 or check them out on Instagram or email them at integritylawncare@hotmail.com. Not much in the news section. The QMJHL had announced a league veterans club. They created a veterans club. Basically, it's official ambassadors for all 18 teams in the league. These veterans will attend a few of their former games each year. They'll be invited to meet fans, take photos, sign autographs. It's just something to kind of incorporate the history with some of the newer teams in the league. Some of the names: Adam Hallwell from Bathurst, Matt Welsh from Charlottetown.
Really, Adam Hallwell in Bathurst?
Yeah,
who spent the bulk of his career in Moncton? Interesting.
Well, I mean, Dobson ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Troshan Beals in Providence. That's a tough one, right? You got to have somebody who's close.
You'd think maybe.
I mean, he's an assistant coach at St. Francis Xavier, so I don't think there was a lot of. I mean, they weren't getting Luongo, they weren't getting Bergeron.
True.
Some of the other names: Matt Welsh, Antoine Roussel for Chicoutimi, Moncton. So Halifax is Brad Kisner, who's also part of their official podcast. Moncton Wildcats is, you guessed it, Kelsey Tessier, who's always around. And a perfect name. I mean, they could have gone with him. They could have gone with the 2 Saulnays that are around, not Connor Garland, unfortunately. I know you were guessing for that, but
who? What?
Connor Garland?
Oh no, I was hoping for Kirill Kabanov.
Yeah, you and Dawson have had some good reminding me who this player was back in the day.
Legend.
Victoriaville's got Stefan Fissé and Mike Thomas from St. John. Just some of the names. So, just a cool initiative by the league to kind of bring the history in with the newer fan bases and whatnot. And I think one of the things I think the QMJHL should try and do is around the Thanksgiving, have a home and home series and have a retro weekend or a history weekend where you wear the former stuff. You could have the Cape Breton Oilers, the Moncton, the St. John Flames. You could have PI Senators. Shawinigan's got 75 different retro jerseys. Like, just have like a retro weekend for this veteran club and something like, CFL does that. They have like a retro weekend around Thanksgiving with all the older jerseys. But I think that's something the Q should look into, is have a home and home series so both teams get to look at these jerseys.
There's no way Mr. Irving would allow the Alpines jersey to be worn. So we're kind of back in
Moncton Hawks or the Flames.
I don't even know if he'd allow that.
Yeah.
We got lucky with one.
I feel like if
one or two Hawks games,
if the league tells them to.
Well, maybe we'll see. They always have good ideas.
Yeah, exactly. And the couple promotions for the Wildcats closer to home. Not a lot of news going on, as it's a bit of a mini bye for the CHL. Our good friend Ismail Bilido, was promoted to assistant head scout.
The guy who refuses to come on our podcast.
But now he has no choice.
We'll get you one time.
Yeah. And if we don't get you on the show, we'll get you after the draft. That's where we'll get you. Etienne Rouleau was promoted to director of analytics,
which I thought he already was.
I thought he already was. Congrats. Maybe it's officially now. And Natasha McLaughlin Jason is joining the Wildcats as director of sports science and nutrition.
I could use some nutrition.
I could use some nutrition. And it just kind of makes sense. She served as sports dietitian for the St. John Sea Dogs during their 2022 Memorial Cup run.
I wonder where that connection came from.
Yeah, I got no idea. Oh, wait, there it is. Quoted, I've had the privilege to work with head coach Gardner McDougall since 2013 and couldn't be more excited to begin this new chapter in Moncton. So
that's where the connection
Yeah,
was.
there it is. Yeah, I knew it was close to that. I knew it was around there somewhere.
Had to be something.
All right, we got the team of the week. It was a good team. It was a nice team, and it had a Wildcat on the team. And it's like,
ready. There we go.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, you got your team ready?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get to this one first. Here's the screenshot of it. Team of the week: Justin Charbonneau from Blainville. 3 games played, 5 goals, 2 assists. Sump Pump, Julius Sump. 3 games played, 6 goals, 1 assist. Maverick Lachance from Sherbrooke, 2 games played, 2 goals, and 3 assists. On defense, Jonathan Prudhomme from Chicoutimi, 2 games, 4 assists. Marc-Olivier Baudry from Drummondville, 3 assists in 3 games. And Riley Mercer, there's a reason why they're not buying or selling, I mean. Riley Mercer, 2-0, a 973 save percentage, and a 1 goal against with the shutout. And your player of the week, the aforementioned Justin Charbonneau, who is at the top prospects game with our Caleb Denway last night and into tonight's game. Huge goal by Denway last night. Putting it out there because it's Wednesday, right? So I'm pretending.
You're predicting.
Yeah,
that's right.
I'm predicting it's either going to make me look really funny or not so much. Yeah, I actually have no idea. So
I looked at you. I was like, "What the hell are you talking about? There's no game last night."
No. And I was going to talk about the event format, but basically it's 2 points for a win, and if they end up tied, it goes to a 3-on-3 shootout or 3-on-3 overtime into shootout. And if they're tied with both teams winning a game each, at the end of the second game, they go 3-on-3 for 20 minutes till there's a winner.
Nice.
So they're going all out. And again, another week, I got to get you a graphic. But the Boucher team of the week.
Hey, yeah. So a little short again.
We're playing shorthanded again.
Well, you know what? I might. I realized I wanted to put Julius Sump in there, and I forgot. So I'm going to put him on defense. We're gonna turn Julius Sump into a Jonathan Aspero week, and we're gonna put him on the back end. So, but starting with the goalie, I've
how many players do you have?
I didn't have 2 defensemen.
Yeah, so you got 3 forwards.
I have 3 forwards,
1 defenseman.
Yeah,
and you put Sump out there.
I'm gonna put Sump on the back end.
4 forward, 1 defenseman power play.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So not a penalty kill. We're on the power play this week.
Yeah, you got it.
Beauty.
So team of the week, a goalie. We have Charles Edward Gravel of the Sea Dogs. He's now tied with Riley Mercer for the most shutouts. And imagine how huge of the success of the Sea Dogs he has part of. He is very much a reason why they're doing so well this season. On defense, I also have Jonathan Prudhomme from the Q team of the week.
Yep.
His 4 assists against Moncton.
4 fists.
4 fists against Moncton. He had 4 assists in October and November combined.
Wow.
So he went off against the Wildcats. I'm really struggling with my words tonight.
It's okay. We'll get through this.
It's because I didn't have peppermint mocha. It's homemade coffee.
That'll do it.
As I mentioned, Julius Sump is going to be on the back end. He's going to play some defense on this team. Up front, top 5 name in the league, Maddox Murmalak of Bathurst, first career hat trick against Victoriaville. Not bad for the first pick of the 14th round.
Oh, that's
in 2023.
When you can hit on those late players, it makes a big difference.
Also, from the Cape Breton Eagles, Jacob Hartland.
Scoring his first goal.
Not just 1.
Oh.
2. Scored his first goal 7.5 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
And then scored his second goal 6 minutes later.
Nice.
So
good for him. And those nice unis. The
very nice unis.
Hockey Fights Cancer. I was like,
yeah.
I don't know if the purple and the green really work. And then when I saw them on the ice, I was like, the purple and the green work. Very nice.
And finally, for the first time ever, we have a woman on the Boucher team of the week because I make the rules. And if you don't like it, I got 2 words for you. Fast forward. Wildcats business development manager, Mallory Rushton.
Yeah.
For getting engaged.
Oh, nice.
Because I looked it up on Elite Prospects and she was a forward.
Yeah.
So I thought I would add her for my third forward on the team of the week.
Nice. Well
There you
done.
go.
Yeah, out in Sweden.
I make the
believe?
rules.
I make the rules. You do. That's a good team of the week.
Yeah.
That's a good.
I did my research.
Yeah, she was in Sweden, I think, right?
Germany.
Was it Germany? Oh, I thought it was Sweden. Yeah, I like when you see the videos on the ice that she posts with the fans and stuff, and just how different. Oh, I would just love to take a game in over there.
You know what I'd like to see? You know those videos, those TikToks where it's like, where like the admin,
Mhm.
they're like walking out for practice.
Mhm.
And they're like, "Have a great practice," and
You
the player's like, "You too." But it's Mallory, and Mallory just goes on the ice and schools them.
Yeah. Instead of like who did it last year?
One of the dub teams.
Yeah, Kelowna.
Kelowna. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like having a tough time skating, which made it even fun. Like doesn't play hockey at all, which made it even
Yeah.
funnier. But I think that would be a fantastic video with her going out there and just even if you make it look like they're being schooled, which they probably won't
Me
appreciate.
too.
But yeah. They, yeah, those are pretty pretty good. That's a good team of the week, sir.
Thank you.
That's a
Thank
good
you.
team of the week. I can look forward to
We'll be back next week.
Back next week and look forward to next week's team of the week.
Weekly Rewind.
All right, the Wildcats go 2-1 in Quebec on the week, bringing the record to 18-4-2 for 38 points, first in the Maritimes, first in the conference, and second overall in the QMJHL. Oh, Wednesday was harder than it needed to be. Started the road trip off in Quebec. A 7-4 victory, but when your starter has to play the third period versus the ninth team in the conference, he should have had the complete night off. I don't think that had anything to do with the next night that we'll talk about here in a little bit. But 4 goals on 17 shots again. It's got to be. It's weird. He's 4-0, but his goals against is almost 4, and he's been pulled. I think 2 of his last 3 starts. It's just I don't know what it is, but it's just it's got to be. There's got to be a trust factor. Because we can't be running our starter out. It kind of feels like the Lavallee year where, and I'm not saying that Simon's going to play 30-some games in a row, but it feels like the team has to play a little bit different. Know they have to score a little bit more. But it's one of those nights where it just was harder than it needed to be. You knew Auger was going to score. That one was a pretty lucky goal as it just bounced out of the air. But yeah, 4 goals on 17 shots. I think his other night was 4 on 19. It's just harder than it had to be.
No, you're right. And you said it. You knew Auger was going to score. It was only of course it was the first goal. So
you got to start getting Dorian to put some money on these things as Auger is going to score.
Yeah,
we would have lost on the Valdor one, but we'd have got it back on the other 2.
I mean, 3-0 lead.
Was it another 3-0 lead?
Was it? Maybe I'm thinking of the other 2 games.
The other 2 games.
Anyways, yeah. Didn't have to be 7-4. It should have been 7-0, 7-1.
2-0, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3.
So
4-4.
It was back. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because it was back to back.
We both shut it off after the second period.
Yeah, damn right.
Yeah.
I think I woke up at 2:00 in the morning. The first thing I did was refresh the app just to check the result. I was like, okay, good, they won.
Yeah. I do a fantasy football show for my fantasy league, and I was like, oh well, time to do that now. And I could hear my wife, woo, and I was like, oh, good, and went on. Noticed that it was 6-4. I was like, all right. Oh, they had to put Steinman in.
Yeah. Tough night for Keegan Warren. It's your job as a backup goalie is to make some saves, and when you don't make saves, it's going to be a tough night. But like I've said before on this show, is we have the offense that if you decide to play 40 minutes, you can take a few minutes off. And they seemed to take a few minutes off in this game, and our offense saved our butts.
Yeah, you can take that against the 9th team in the conference.
Yeah.
The next night against the second team in the conference,
You can't do that.
not so much. But I mean, it's so weird because you want your backup to come in. He's going to get limited starts with Steinman in this year. You need wins. You need manufacture wins. Well, he's 4-0 in the 5 games he's played. The problem is 4 on 17, 4 on 19, 5 on 25, and that was the one that he was pulled. So he's been pulled 2 of the last 4 starts that he's been in. And I honestly I think it's what was talked about in the offseason, why he didn't play at Boston. I don't think it's anything with him other than something's just not right, because everything from our untrained eye seems like he's where he needs to be, and maybe it's just a confidence factor that he's not over exaggerating but overplaying the offseason,
the hips.
No,
it's it's not the Keegan Warren we saw last year.
No, and that's the thing.
So you got to wonder if it is something that's maybe nagging him a little bit from from the surgery and the tough off season he had. So I mean at this point we you still got to go in there and do your job and make sure your starter gets the rest that he deserves. And lately just hasn't been like that, and we can only hope that kind of fixes itself as because there's Christmas break is going to be a nice couple weeks off for him to kind of relax and not going to say not be on the skates, because he'll be on the ice at home, but the practices every day and all these game day skates and all that, the Christmas break will be a good little recovery for him.
And that's, I mean, Jacob Simon's got 14 wins in 21 games that he's played. He's leading the league in games played, I do believe, at 21. He's tied with Milosh at 21. Second most minutes in the queue, and he's only 20 minutes behind Milosh. So it's a situation where you have to be able to trust the backup. And I'll ask a question a little bit later on that topic. But on the positive of this hockey game, when you come on the podcast post game, you're going to have a week.
Yes, because
in the Halifax game at Vidicek and Lounsbury scored 2 goals to get his 150th. We had something Cloutier, some comes out, hat trick. And this is not just this year. This is a thing that I should put some time in over the Christmas break and see how well this works, because generally they score the next night. But that's the thing I enjoyed, is some was putting the puck in the net, and that line was some Denway and Pekarchik is becoming a nice line.
So we need to get somebody who that's having trouble lately buying goals.
Yeah. So
to maybe get us as a guest for Saturday night.
Yeah.
So they can go into the game on Sunday and
just light it up.
Yeah. But no, that the next couple of nights, I guess, games in Chicoutimi and Baie-Comeau, it was when you get into the 3-0 lead, it's worst lead in hockey, and it turned out to almost
twice.
It did.
Maybe we'll have Forte Jondron on Saturday. He hasn't scored this year, so it'd be nice for him to get a big goal against
let's do that
against Cape Breton. All right, so we get into Thursday. Thursday suck again. B, we can confirm it is the worst lead in hockey. 3-0, and when you don't play 60 full minutes against a team that has your number on their cheat code of an ice, that's what happens. They got up 3-0 and they gave up 6 straight goals. 3 goals in 3 minutes in the second period. And Lady Mo, that Gardner's talked about all the time, I've said it, momentum is a hell of a thing in junior hockey, and when you let a team score 3 goals in 3 minutes on that ice and get that rink going, they were not winning that hockey game.
I will summarize this game in one very short sentence.
Oh.
2 short sentences. The Wildcats played 21 minutes, and Chicoutimi paid 39.
That's pretty much
it.
Pretty much it. One of the Mr. Boucher, how many times have I come on here and said we hold the players accountable, we hold the coaching staff accountable, we need to hold the officials accountable? How many times have I said that?
Well, yeah.
I would love to know what the officials saw on Riley Sampson's goal.
Oh, we're going to talk about this.
We're not going to really talk about it, but I understand why the fans got so mad. I don't agree with throwing stuff on the ice. Should have been a penalty. I get the frustration. But what was the league doing?
I don't know. After a while, I started to think, well, maybe the refs forgot which team they had money on, and so that's why they gave Moncton the goal. But then they realized, oh, we actually have money on Chicoutimi this game, so
we took the over.
We gotta call this goal back, and yeah, that was
like, you know what's wrong when even Moncton fans are like, I'm sorry, what?
And Gardner just laughing on the bench because he knows it's not a goal.
Yeah.
And him just like, what is happening?
I would love so from Lalanset's tweets after the game, apparently there was an angle that showed the puck looked like it went in and come right back out, not hitting the post, but went over the line.
The overhead?
We're never going to see that. But even I would love to see what that was, because that's the first time I've ever seen review, it's a goal. Jokes. Review it again, no goal. And this had nothing to do with Chicoutimi fans throwing stuff on the ice. And I know I saw a few people on the old Facebook where the most calm fans generally are that said, oh, well, if we throw stuff on the ice, we'll get calls overturned. Don't do that. Don't do that. But I just want to know what they saw.
Chicoutimi.
Yeah?
Avenir Center, you get kicked out for throwing stuff on the ice. Chicoutimi, you get cheered.
Like, I just and they were never going to call a delay of game for throwing the stuff on the ice, because that would have just made life even worse.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go back and look at I'm not blaming the officials on this game at all. This was the Wildcats. When they recalled that goal back, they didn't call a penalty on Chicoutimi for the rest of the game.
Yeah,
Moncton had 3 straight penalties. I mean, yeah, they probably took them. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but it just seemed like they were going to do everything they could to just kind of control the crowd, as opposed to calling like a ticky-tack type call. But this was nothing that the official. I'm not blaming the officials for this. I couldn't believe it. We were texting back and forth like, there's no way. Like, there's no.
Yeah,
you're getting a police escort out of there if you're keeping this thing at 4-3 for us.
Yeah, no, that was one of the worst calls I've ever seen.
Ever.
Like, it was not even. I mean, you can be like a homer and say, yeah, it's a goal, but really, is there anybody sitting at home as a Moncton fan saying, yeah, the puck is in?
Yeah,
no,
like, because you could clearly see it.
When I saw the ref point to the ice, I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What is happening? Like, there's no way this is a goal.
No.
And at that point, I was like, okay, well, maybe there was an overhead that shows it maybe go inside the post, cross the line, and come back out. But like physically, and like, is that possible for a puck to come out at that angle? No,
the way it hit dead center and come right back out. So, but yeah, then they go into Baie-Comeau, looking to steal 4 points on the year from them. Got up 3-0.
Took the foot off the gas.
Look, Justin Poirier, that shot, that's going to be 7. That's going to be 18 out of 18 goaltenders. That is a rocket. Like, he put it.
That would be an NHL goalie.
Yeah, that I'm not blaming McKinnon in that, but when that guy's coming in with time, you got to get in front of him, because he used him as a screen perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
He used all of McKinnon as a screen. The next one from second star Kyle Morey was tipped, so nothing that Steinman can do. But what I like the resolve on this team that we wouldn't have saw last year, and I'm going to take this right from a fan listener, Ken Shea. He said this to me. Last year, that team loses the hockey game.
Yep.
And they probably lose the game coming home,
mm-hmm.
because they just would have shut down.
Yeah. Oh, easily.
I mean, I did like that Gardner took the timeout after the 3-3. We never would have saw that in the previous years. But this team's mental resolve to compartmentalize. Okay, we've given up 2. We can't give up the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what they did. Collard scored. congratulations to him. Now he's the second Wildcat to score against every team in the queue. And they stayed with the course and ended up getting a big 2 points in Baie-Comeau.
Yeah, so go back to the game in Quebec. Usually the pairing of McKinnon and Johansson are never on the ice for a goal against.
Yeah.
I think they finished that game a combined -6 against Quebec. And then obviously McKinnon was suspended for the game against Chicoutimi for what we don't know. But then they came back against Baie-Comeau and they were combined +6.
Yeah.
So they kind of evened out their road trip. They probably knew they had a bad game against Quebec and had to come back and help rebound. And so good on them. And yeah, like stop playing with my heart here. Don't stop. Please don't start blowing 3-0 leads.
Yeah,
it's bad enough. It's when it was 6-1 against St. John.
But even that game against Quebec, they probably don't win that game either.
No.
It's the mental resolve of, all right, we're done.
Yeah. And so, yes, just stop. Don't start playing with my heart. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah. And I mean, for as good as this team has been this season, second periods are starting to kind of catch up with us.
Yeah.
Stats wise, 35-12 goals for and against in the first period, 43-23 in the third period. The second period, 33-26. Shots wise, they're coming out firing 312 shots to 204 in the first period, 291 to 230 in the third, but 278 to 260. So there's something in that, and maybe it's the fact that they jump out so far that they go in and they're like, we just got to play simple hockey. We'll get out of here with a W, and then snipe, we got to get going here. And they go in, they re-energize, like we got to get this, and they figure it out in the third period, but. The second periods, there's a bit of a trend that it's starting to kind of maybe catch up with the team.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. It's we weren't going to win 64 games. We weren't going to go 64-0.
No.
We're starting to see the adjustments that we just never saw last year. Whatsoever. So we can take that away as some positives.
Yep. And I was talking to our good buddy Ryan.
Oh yes,
calm down.
Calm down, Ryan.
Yeah. And I said, one of the quotes that has stuck with me this year from one of our post games, and it was with Gardner, is I asked him about trap games. And he said, I don't really worry about the trap games so much because the regular season is a laboratory. We're just trying to mix things, trying to find the right things. So when the games matter in March and April, now it's time to go. And I'm not saying the regular season doesn't matter, but this year, I've done a better job of, okay, they've lost. We'll be fine. Like they're going to learn from it. They haven't lost 2 in a row yet. And so it's something where, yes, losing sucks and nobody wants to lose, but we weren't going to go undefeated, and the team's not rumbling under these losses. So that brings us, obviously the CHL's on a mini bye this week. Nobody's playing because of the Prospects CHL USA game. So we got Gatineau coming in for Hockey Fights Cancer, Cape Breton coming in on Sunday, a desperate Cape Breton team, as I believe they're...
Did you know that game on Sunday is going to be their 3rd and 3?
Cape Breton?
They're playing Bathurst Friday and Saturday night, and then Moncton on Sunday.
That almost never happens.
Yeah. Like, what an awful schedule.
For a team that just doesn't need it.
Yeah. I had no idea. Like I
have noticed that more teams in this league are playing two games against the same team, like back to back.
Yeah. Like
that's
a bad trap.
Why do you need to do that?
So they'll probably start Malota Friday and then Lavoie Saturday and then Malota on Sunday. Or
depends how that Friday goes, right? Like they're 3-3 in Quebec. Or, our annual Eagles report. They went 3-3 in Quebec. And we thought Lavoie was going to play one of them, and
Malota
got all three. And so if Malota comes out against Bathurst on Friday and they don't have the success, as per Drew Bear, there goes that 8-4 record, and they got to go 6-1 in their remainder of their schedule.
Yeah.
If we see Lavoie against Bathurst again on the Saturday, I don't know. I think they'd go Malota again, and maybe if I don't know what they're going to do. Anyway, Saturday, can you play Keegan? Because you have to have the trust in your backup goaltender. And right now, I don't feel it personally because of the way the two of the last three have gone. And like we said a little bit earlier, I don't know if it's the overcompensation of the hips or the mental from the hips, but if he's not playing against Gatineau, I don't know when you can start him again because you got Gatineau, Cape Breton, Halifax, Rennes, St. John, Bathurst, Cape Breton to run out the schedule.
Yeah.
You can't run 7 straight with Steinman before winter. You can't. So you're almost at a point where you have to give him one more chance, but can you?
I think you can. I think Gatineau is probably your best case scenario.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not going to go on record and say what I did a few weeks ago because that came back and bit me in the ass. But yeah, I think you've got to go with Keegan. Maybe there's a.
And maybe that's
maybe they hit us with a surprise by the weekend. You never know what's going to happen in the hockey world, and it's just I think you save Steinman for Cape Breton and see what happens Saturday. It's going to be interesting to see who gets the start. Yeah. Maybe you start Steinman both, and then maybe get Keegan Warren. Was that Halifax on a Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
It's
and don't hear what I'm not saying when I say I don't know if I would trust him in this game. I like Keegan. I like he's a great kid. He's been on the show a couple times. Very personable. His video with mic'd up was fantastic. But it's just a team structure. I don't. There's something just a little bit of a miss. It's not the Keegan from last year, and I think maybe this game against Gatineau is the one where it's a 32 save 1 goal game, and he finds it and he figures it out, and he's due, right?
He's
like
due for
he's
4-0.
That's the weird part. He's 4-0.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't.
It's kind of almost has to be.
You wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know that he's 4-0.
No, you think he's 0-4 or 2-2.
Yeah, but he's due for a game, a rebound game.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think I'm not gonna. Got to tighten up the defense as well. When he's in net, there's not everything is on him.
Yeah.
There's some times where a little bit lackadaisical on the back end when he's in there. So
they got caught in a flat-footed breakaway against Quebec.
Yeah.
And,
we need to play the same way in front of him as they do in front of Steinman.
Yeah. A couple players on Gatineau to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
there's 2 that I got that I would like.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to know them or do you?
Yeah, I'll drop some names
here. Justin Beausile.
Okay, yeah.
And Lucas Landry. I think those are 2 names that you just, if you're going to the rink and you're looking at the other team as we get closer to December 15th. I think those are 2 names that would fit nicely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. Let's keep an eye on that.
Keep an eye on that.
We'll keep scouting, and
I'm just fascinated with what's happening.
Still waiting for Taylor to give us the okay to
come to the office,
sit down, and chat.
We are available anytime after 5:30.
5:30.
Yeah, 5:30. Yeah. And just kind of fascinated on what's happening with Cape Breton, especially now that I didn't know it was 3-3. Like, that is a weird schedule for them.
Very weird. I did not know. I literally just looked it up. I was like, oh, I wonder. Like, we're getting Cape Breton on a back-to-back, just like they're getting us on a back-to-back. Nope, they're paying 3-3.
Yeah, and it's not a travel 3-3 like Quebec, but it's still a tough 3-3 when you get like you're not playing St. John twice and then coming here. You're playing a very good Bathurst team that is ahead of you in the standings, and
you're probably not getting to Moncton until after midnight.
Yeah, 1-2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and then your puck drop? It's 3 or 4.
Trois.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's Gatineau feels like that trap game against a very good
I hate
division.
when you say that.
I know, but it does, and that's the worst part.
That's why I didn't say what I wanted to say, or what I said a few weeks ago.
Well, don't say it. Then I'm just saying
say it.
I think Gatineau's a game where kind of everybody can get right, including Mr. Warren. We should have Caleb back in the lineup as the game tonight is the final one, and then he'll make his return back to Moncton. But yeah, that's it for that part. Are you ready for everyone's favorite part of the show?
I'm prepared.
Let's go.
Eric Murray, realtor, buy a house from him. Stick tap of the week.
All right. So the stick tap of the week is we're staying close to home here.
Is this another first time ever?
I don't know. I think it might be. Yeah. This week's stick tap of the week is actually going to the president of the Moncton Wildcats, Mr. Robert Irving. He was the word they used was invested.
Right.
When I hear the word invested, I think of money. But he was invested into the Order of New Brunswick.
That's an odd term to use.
Yeah, it's so now if you go through the buildings of the New Brunswick legislature, his picture is there, and also it says ONB, Order of New Brunswick.
Nice
Order for Mr. Robert Irving. So I thought that was quite, so he was for community involvement and charitable associations, and here I thought he was just the guy who passed out chocolate at the hockey games. But apparently,
goes on the road every now and then.
apparently does a little more than that. So kudos to you, Mr. Robert Irving, for what is, I believe, a first time.
I believe so.
Stick tap of the week recipient. So congratulations, sir.
The Stick Tap of the Week, sponsored by Eric Murray Real Estate with the RE/MAX Avante team. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Greater Moncton or surrounding area, make sure to check him out on social media or give him a call at 506-863-8802.
All right, and that brings us to the Wildcat of the Week, presented by Rosemary, Lynns Massage and Spa. Right now, if you book with Nicole E., you get 40% off your spa services for the next 2 weeks. Absolutely. And when you're doing that, sign up for the loyalty card. You book 9 spa services, you get 1 free. Call them at 830-1224 or stop in at 1224 Mountain Road. I touched on it a little bit earlier. You get on the podcast post, build set for the players. You come on the podcast post game, you're going to score some goals potentially. But you get on our interview, you score 5 goals in 5 periods. After that, it's pretty hard for me not to put you on here. Hat trick on Wednesday, 2 more on Thursday, added another one Saturday with the assist, 7 points in the 3 games. Like I said, he's playing really well with Denway and Pekarchek. The Wildcat of the week is number 26, Sump Pump, Julius Sump. That'll do it for the show. I had an interesting Facebook memory come up. I just remembered that today. Did you know, sir, 5 years ago, on Monday, November 25th, we had our first story in the Times and Transcript. We had our first story in the Times and Transcript with Sean, and his last name is
Hatchard.
Sean Hatchard. Yep. Came to the studio, checked it all out. And that was our first foray into the media world and exploiting what we do and promoting us. So yeah, 5 years ago today, just like that. It's crazy to.
I was on. Is that Dominion?
Yeah, that was the Dominion studio. That's the only studio you've ever been in.
No, we had one. You guys lived in like the north end of Moncton when we were in Dobson. It was like Eddington.
Oh yeah, the second season was that one, and then yeah. I forgot you guys came to that studio where I had the soundboard and forgot to actually hit the button for the mic. So my mic was off that mic, so it was like way out here, but I was the only one that could hear anything.
That's when we were just newbies and didn't know what to do.
Yeah, no, I was like, well, I went from 1 microphone in front of my face to trying to figure out 3 microphones. Now 2 microphones and a YouTube page and everything. And thank God you stayed with me for 8 years, bud.
Well, I don't know when I'm going to quit here.
Hashtag never.
We need a ring. I need a ring before I quit.
That is the payoff this year. That is why I'm doing everything I can to try and convince the wife with the newborn to let this happen because, honey, I love you. But you know what the payoff of 8 straight seasons of this is? Here's hoping. All right, that'll do it for the show. The Wildcats are back home this weekend. Like I said, the first is the Hockey Fights Cancer Night versus Gatineau. Can't wait to see those pink or purple jerseys. I'm not sure which ones they're going to go with. I would think pink because they've always gone pink and their ad was pink. They haven't really gone the purple theme yet. This Saturday, then again Sunday at home against the Eagles. If you're an Eagles fan and you're listening to this, you get to hear our chat with Pat as we will be on one of the intermissions with Patrick McNeil. If you're needing tickets for the game and you want to bring Jeremy a peppermint mocha from Starbucks, A, good luck. B, check your Hometown Rewards app. And if you're a member, you get discounts until November or December 31st. And if you're not, get the app. And yeah, you get ticket deals. Who doesn't love ticket deals?
I like ticket deals.
Did I hear that there's a band? I was literally thinking the whole time. I like
Nickelback.
No, I wish they were coming.
Signal Hill.
Yeah, are playing the New
Year's Eve.
Are they? Is that who's playing it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Depending on the weather, we won't show up for that because that's roughly around the time. Oh no, it's not. That's 1 month too early. Whew. We might. I was thinking it was at the end of January that she would be due. She's due at the end of January, and my brain when she was due at the end of November. So we might partake in that.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'll have a designated driver.
Woo woo. All right. Yeah, that's it for us. Enjoy the games this week. For Jeremy, I'm Adam. See you next week.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Wildcast podcast. Follow us on social media at Moncton Wildcast.